Hey everyone, so glad you could visit our little sliver of the internet. Got a wild one for you today in the form of Frankie Freako. Yes, the director of Psycho Goreman, Father's Day, and The Void is back. Steve Kostanski wrote and directed Frankie Freako, which gives us a story of Connor, who puts a capital S in square. He is a mediocre yuppie who's so uptight, there is not just a stick, there's a steel rod up his butt. The guy has a wonderful wife who the most he does is hold hands with her. And when she really is trying to seduce her husband, he's just like, completely clueless, like, ooh, and so this guy is really just one of those folks. But his life completely changes when enter into his life Frankie Freako, Ubermunch, and Dottie Dunko. Three crazy aliens who appear after he calls a 1-900 number. They not only trash his house, but turn his life upside down. But there's more to Frankie and his crew than meets the eye, and Connor soon finds himself in a galactic battle for not only his life, but to try to bring back his normal life, which, as you can imagine, is going to be tough. Frankie Freako is this wonderful homage to Full Moon Pictures, early Full Moon for sure. The Frankie Freako, Ubermunch, and Dottie Dunko are alien demonic creatures. Look wonderful. They're practical puppets, and they look just like they were ripped from the 90s, as does everything in this film. There are not many independent directors and writers like Steven Kostanski who can capture a period so well and embrace it, and you can tell there's a love there. We saw it in Psycho Goreman. We felt it in The Void. Even if you didn't quite care for The Void, the special effects, the practical effects love that Kostanski has shows up here in Frankie Freako, and I love it. But we don't just get puppets. We also get some stop motion animation scenes in here as well, in this cart chase, right? The production design, everything is capturing the period, from the phones to the way they dress, everything, really capturing it like this is a lost film from the early 90s direct-to-video era. Now, Connor is played by Connor Sweeney fantastically, the perfect balance of just completely uptight, yet potential to be a wild one. He just plays it to a T, just the way you need this character to be, and I love the contrast between him and the Freako team. Christy Wordsworth plays his wife. She's fantastic in here. She doesn't get a huge amount of screen time. Loved the chemistry between her and Connor and what they do with their characters. They don't make this huge argument conflict between them. You can tell they're love, and there's a wonderful, but then our three main characters. You really buy into these characters as being there, right? Well, not only just because of the practical effects, but just from the voice acting. Frankie Freako is played by Matthew Kennedy, the voice, and Matthew was in The Editor and Psycho Goreman, and he does Frankie Freako so well, giving him this just wild personality, this kind of punk attitude. Just love it. Joshua Turpin is newer to acting. He plays Ubermunch's voice, but he does well too. I love the Ubermunch design. He's the tech guy of the trio. And I love how he just has little gadgets and stuff. And yeah, the design of his character is great, and the voice is very fitting. And then Meredith Sweeney, who was in Manborg, love Manborg, and A Father's Day, is in here as the voice of Dottie Dunko. And if you look at Dottie Dunko and you're not picking up that this is an homage to films like Puppet Master and Demonic Toys, then you haven't watched Puppet Master or Demonic Toys. I mean, Dottie Dunko is definitely a nod to our 6-shooter from the Puppet Master series, our Western cowboy there. This whole thing is just wonderful time capsule. You couldn't tell that this was really a modern film. Even when they get into the animation stuff, I loved Frankie Freako. I think it's out now on Tubi. Highly recommend it. Steve Kostanski just you're knocking it out again for what he's trying to accomplish, and I can't wait to see what he does with Deathstalker, which is now in post-production. Yes, Steve Kostanski is in charge of the reboot of that cult classic Deathstalker, so I can't wait to see what happens there. Thank you so much for watching. If you've seen Frankie Freako, love to hear your constructive thoughts on it. I appreciate the view, and until next time, remember, keep that ticket stub.